and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video I would like to talk about ATEEZ Inception, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the lyrics and the music video and the new information that we have about the Fever storyline. Now, Inception is a song that deals with the themes of love and longing that revolves around the story of a person that is hanging on to the dream of their loved one despite being separated from them. Story-wise, the music video is a continuation to the events that were already introduced back in the Diary film, but in comparison to it, Inception also provides new information that, once coupled together with what ATEEZ told us in their reaction video about the film, can give us quite a lot of clues about what's going on. Now, I already did a full breakdown of the film in which I guessed quite a few of the things that the boys have talked about, but there were also some elements that I missed and that ATEEZ clarified in their reaction, so in today's video we will talk a bit about that and see how Inception fits into the entire storyline. If after this video you would like to check out my theory about the Diary film and understand the boys' individual storylines even deeper, you will find the link in the description down below. But please bear in mind that some of the details have changed due to the new information that I got in the meantime. So without further ado, let's dive right in and see what's going on. Now, the premise of the Fever storyline is that the universe is divided into many dimensions and that the boys' dimensions are split into 8 pieces again. Since the narration specifies that this has happened again, and at the end of Answer we saw that both ATEEZ and ATEEZ were nowhere to be found, my initial theory was that it was because time has reset and this is a time loop where Fever shows us the beginning of a journey that already took place in another timeline. Now, even if I was right about the fact that Treasure and Fever basically show us the same journey, ATEEZ also clarified that the events that we see in Fever are a prequel to the quest for their treasure. And this actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because in order for the boys to live for their quest as a group, there must be a group to begin with. Considering what we know so far, the goal of the Fever storyline is for them to reunite, because them being together is the only way to achieve their dream and reach their treasure. And much like what we saw in the Treasure series, Dark ATEEZ play an important role in this process, because they are the ones who trigger the events in the first place. If in the Treasure series they are somehow responsible for the boys living for their quest, the Fever storyline further reinforces this idea by showing us how they are involved in the story. And as it turns out, the movie Inception is an important clue to understand it even better. You see, in the reaction video, ATEEZ revealed that ATEEZ are another version of them coming from another dimension. And this is important because if until now the clues pointed at the fact that Dark ATEEZ were a part of them trying to get to the surface, this new information implies that they really exist, but they interact with the boys through the subconscious. Much like the movie Inception, where real people get inside of other people's dreams in order to spy on them and implant ideas inside of their minds, Dark ATEEZ travel through dimensions and appear in the boys' dream in order to implant the ideas that they need in order to achieve their goal. As we see in the film, Dark Hongjung give Hongjung the hourglass that, according to the boys, give him the ability to travel through dimensions and reset the events that led to their separation. But in Inception, we also see that the others are affected as well, because if we follow the logic of the movie, this is the point of the story where Dark ATEEZ are literally implanting the idea that triggers the events moving forward. Now, even if in Inception ATEEZ don't physically appear in the video, their intervention is actually conveyed through the use of fire, because as I mentioned in my video about the Diary film, fire is an element that in the Treasure series is often associated to the Dark ATEEZ coming through. In Hala Hala, for instance, the Suicide Squad describe themselves as Rising Sun, and as ATEEZ meet this new side of them, their heart starts beating faster, they feel hot, and they actually start shaking. In that song, the boys were literally burning up, and sure enough, the same thing happens in Inception, where we see their dreams catching fire and the boys themselves being restless while they sleep. These visuals here imply that the Inception is being successful because they're literally burning up with the fever that gives them the epiphany they need in order to move forward. But what is this epiphany exactly? Well, if we take a look at the song and apply the lyrics to the storyline, it seems like the idea that the Suicide Squad have implanted inside of them is that they need to find each other again. You see, Inception here is first and foremost a love song. It describes the emotions that the boys felt when they first met their loved one, the longing they experience when this person disappears, and the resolution that they have in reunited with them even if it's just inside of a dream. But in the storyline, the boys have these feelings towards one another as well, because as the lyrics say, them coming together made them become the people that they are today. Now, this idea was also conveyed in the Diary film because the memories of short happiness that they showed us in the video implied that their friendship was the medium through which they were able to free themselves and become the people that they were always meant to be. In Hongjun's case, for instance, the group gave him a sense of belonging because in his storyline he is alone in the world. For Songhwa instead, dancing is a symbol of freedom that allows him to escape from the insecurities that keep him trapped. In Woo Young's case, on the other hand, the support that the others give him allow him to overcome his stage fright and show the world the talent that he has. While in Yosang's section, they told us that because of their connection, he was able to be himself and laugh freely for the first time in his life. For Sun, the boys were the very first friends he's ever had. If in Yuno's part they told us that their dream was also his way to atone the guilt that he feels towards his brother, for both Jungkook and Mingi, their friendship and the dream associated to this friendship were also a source of happiness that gave them purpose. Now, however, all of this is gone because they got separated, and as Inception tells us, remembering these memories in their dreams make them feel emotions that are so vivid that they cannot believe they can only be a dream. You see, their connection here is so strong that even if they cannot go back to the moment they met, they still long for the days they can be together once again. And the point of the song is that they will not stop chasing each other until they are finally reunited. Now, in the video, this idea is conveyed by showing the boys lost in their respective dream as the others' dreams get mixed together with their own. And as these memories haunt them in their sleep, the song expresses this concept by focusing on the physical reactions that the boys experience while unconscious. In the lyrics, they are shaken by tremors and they can still sense their scent as their dream starts fading away. And it's exactly because of these sensations that they cannot forget each other or let each other go. The goal that the fever is awakening here is to be together again, and this is because, as the lyrics say, they are each other's dream. Each and every one of them is a dream inside of a dream where they try to find the others again. And this is because they are the source of each other's happiness and each other's freedom, and they cannot really let go of that even if they tried. As the song shows us, however, this process is also a dangerous one because, by their own admission, the boys are lost in the dream that the others represent for them. Their longing for each other is so powerful that it's almost intoxicating, so as we see Hongjun trying to escape this dream, he finds out that he can't. Now, this scene here is an interesting one because even if at the end we see that Hongjun is stuck in the dream, in reality we also see that he wakes up from it when the others do as well. And this is important because this contradiction suggests that the closing scene should be seen as a metaphor for them being unable to move on. Since their goal is to reunite, they will not let go of each other until they are successful. And this symbolical interpretation is also consistent with the concept they are going for here because, as we see in the Diary film, even if the dream is mixed together with memories, the way these memories are portrayed is also highly metaphorical. A good example of this is the scene of Yuno getting hit by the truck, because in the reaction video, the boys actually explain that it's not Yuno who gets run over, but actually someone else. The fact that in the film we see that it's him could be seen as a representation of the trauma that he experiences when he gets to know that this accident took place. So, if we follow this logic, Hongjun getting stuck in the dream is meant to show us that the fever has taken over them and they will not stop looking for each other until they succeed. This idea is also conveyed right at the end, where they say that they are a dream in a dream every night as Mingi and Hongjun close the door after themselves. Now, these visuals here are actually very telling because this final gesture implies that the boys not only are choosing to stay in their dream, but also to be each other's dream until they're finally able to reunite. This means that the inception that Dark Hong-jung has triggered at the beginning of the film was eventually successful, because even if the video shows us that the boys are still separated, Hong-jung has the hourglass that allows him to travel through dimensions, and the fever that has set their dreams on fire will keep on burning until they reach their goal. This is obviously the very beginning of the story, so there is still a lot to discover, but for now we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!